board gamers, and welcome back to Not Board Gaming. I'm your host, I'm Mark. Now today's video is going to be an unboxing video. And what are we unboxing? Well, as you can probably see from right here, it's Warhammer Quest Cursed City, this kind of much anticipated game from Games Workshop set in the Warhammer universe. Now, I have never ever played any Warhammer games ever. I know a lot of them are kind of tabletop RPG or war games with lots of minis, etc. And I believe that this is some kind of spiritual successor to Blackstone Fortress. Again, a game I've never played, which kind of combines the kind of tabletop RPG wargaming genre into board games. So I decided I was going to take a bit of a punt. I knew that people were kind of looking forward to this game. And on the face of it, it looks like a kind of game that I think I would like. So I thought, yeah, you know what, I'll give it a go. I quite like making models and minis, etc. So I'll give it a go. And what is Cursed City, or Cursed City? Well, it says, at the heart of Shyish, the ancient city of Ulfenkarn stands upon the precipice of doom. The cruel vampire lord Radukar the Wolf has transformed this once proud city into nothing more than a feasting table for him and his coterie of malicious servants. Sounds exciting. Warhammer Quest, the Cursed City, is a cooperative adventure game for 1 to 4 players where you take on the roles of a band of disparate heroes trapped within Ulfenkarn's walls. I mean, you know, first of all, we look at the artwork on there and it looks pretty evocative, that doesn't it? It's like red and black, nice and cartoonish. And then, well, this thing has got a lot. It's got 60 Citadel miniatures that are push fit, I believe. Obviously, you're going to use glued for them. But let's just have a look at the back there and you can see what you get inside the box itself. So it tells you kind of the list of contents just down here. It gives you an indication on what some of the painted models can be and look like. And there we go up here. And then we can see the actual game kind of displayed and set out there. It looks pretty fantastic. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to digging into this. Yes, I've got some models to make. I'm kind of looking forward to. You know, I enjoy my time with Kingdom Death Monster and making the models for that. So I think these are a little bit easier to make than Kingdom Death Monster. Now, whether I actually get around to painting these is another thing entirely. I have a slew of minis that I am nowhere near painting, but maybe these will jump to the head of the queue. Who knows? So anyway, without much further ado, do you want to see what you get inside the box of Warhammer Quest Cursed City? Let's have a look in. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, we've got the nice shiny box. I've already shown you it. Some of the cellophane on it is a little bit ripped, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Just going back to that back of the box and just to show you a little bit more that's on there. It's got a 40-page rule book, 56-page quest book, 16-page War Scrolls booklet, and I believe that's where you can use the minis in the Age of Sigmar kind of tabletop role-playing game or tabletop war game. So that's not really for me. 22 double-sided board tiles, 138 cards, 180 tokens, 28 dice, and 1 Ulfenkarn in Peril envelope. And then 60 Citadel miniatures, which are broken down into 8 heroes, Radukar the Wolf, and then the various things on there. And as I say, it looks, you know, when painted up properly, this stuff is obviously looking great. It says for 2 or more players, but I do know you can play it solo. It's a fully cooperative game, so if you're playing it solo, you're going to play it as 1 player controlling 4 heroes. Playtime approximately 2-3 hours per session. Fantastic. I really like a game I can set up and just go for 12 plus. Don't necessarily need glue, but you do need clipping tools, and there we go. That's the suggested kind of backing there. So let's run the back of the knife just along the cellophane and open this cellophane up a little bit. It's always an exciting bit, and it's a lovely glossy box. There we go. I can hear the stuff moving around it inside. So we'll just get rid of that cellophane. 1 second. Whoops. The microphone. And there we go. So there we have this wonderful, wonderful artwork. And if I do paint, I'm not sure if I want to paint like in high detail or whether I go for this kind of grey, white, black and red look, which looks really evocative on the artwork, but it could well also be so easy to mess up. So let's have a look. Oh, open the box. There's no box fart. There's nothing inside the lid. And there we have the various miniatures. So I believe that if we look here on the sprues, these are the heroes. Now, these are Games Workshop miniatures, so I believe that the amount of detail on here is apparently absolutely fantastic. I don't, you know, outside of, must admit, yes, I've got games with minis, but outside of kind of Kingdom Death Monster, I don't have masses of experience, basically. Most of my minis have always come pre-assembled, but I'm looking forward to doing these. I say these are push fit. I think some of them are going to require a little bit more work to put together than others, but it looks fairly straightforward, and I think it comes with instructions. So those are obviously the heroes. I think this is Radakar, the main bad guy there. So look, we got a hand with a sword on it just there. We have kind of the back of his cloak there and the front of him there, and there is some nice detailing on it. There's a wolf mask that goes on there. Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be relatively straightforward to put together. And here we have various things. So we can see, if you look at this here, this looks like some kind of weird werewolf thing here. Look, we got like claws and a mane, and maybe looks could be kind of terrifying. I must admit that if they were real, and who said they're not, I would be totally afraid of werewolves. And there we go. We can see, here we go, the front and back of something there. Some nice looking minis in there. Looks like they look relatively detailed, and there's what, 1, 2, 3 sprues for bad guys, 2 sprues for heroes. Some of them look obviously smaller. I know it's difficult to see when the camera's focusing on other things, but there we go. We got a nice kind of shield thing here. See if that will pick that up. Yeah, look, so the detailing looks pretty good. Yeah, what are these rats of some sort? They got bat wings? No. So rats, basically those things, yeah. And there we go. There's another shield. So yeah, that is what you get in terms of the sprues that's on there. Just loads and loads and loads of models to make, and I'm okay with that. I enjoy making minis, so if you don't enjoy making minis, this might not be for you. So this is just like the protective sheet, of course, to protect whatever's underneath from the models itself, and mine got punctured because one of the things went through, but that's okay. We just got this kind of artwork. It needs relatively nothing. Okay, so here we go. I think I mentioned there was what, 28 dice, and there we go. We have various dice. We have D6s. We have a D12 there, maybe. Yeah, D12 thing, I think. Yeah, D12. We have some red ones with various things on, 2s and 1s on there. Same with some D6s with 2s and nothing. D8 there with 1s and nothings on there. Quite a lot of dice. 28 dice in there. Let's just have a quick look at that. They're weighty enough. Yeah, they'll do exactly what they need to do. And there's obviously some custom dice in that pack as well. And here we have bases for the various models, etc. So of course, when you're putting your models together, when we're putting the models together, those bases are going to be used for that. And as you probably just tell from that, I've just dropped some bases on the floor, but that's okay. I'll pick them up in a bit. Yeah, so we have some bases there, and then one rather large base. I wonder if that's for Radakar. I can't pick that up yet. It's too glossy. That's a game all in itself. We'll pick that up in a bit. Okay, what's this? So this is the so this is a flyer for the novel that you can get for it, and I believe the novel's just sold out everywhere. And if you do get the novel, there is a hero card in there, so it's another hero card to use. I believe that's the case, and that's probably why it's sold out everywhere. But yeah, I'm not trying to get the novel. I'm sure at some point, if I like the game, I will pick it up. And here we have the manuals. So there's what. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 books in there. At least one of them is how to put the models together, and the other is the rule book. We'll open that up in a sec. And there's an errata for putting one of the models together. That is for Dagnai Holdenstock, whoever he is, and I think it's just a slight change in what's in the main sheet. Then we have, you see, managed to pick that base up. That's a large base. We have a wealth of various cards. We'll open everything in a second, have a look at that. And then we have, what do we have here? We have the player boards, or the boards itself, the tiles, and these look wonderfully glossy, which is no good for filming on, admittedly. But they look great. Oh, wow. And look, and that is obviously all the various tokens, etc. And again, we'll open that. And then we've got loads of baggies, which is really, really good. So, what we'll do is I'll just put all this away, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look at the cards, we'll have a look at the rule books, and we'll have a look at what we get in there. So bear with me a second. Okay, and we are back, and what we're going to do is we'll probably start off and look at the various cards, and as you can see, there are a lot of cards. So let's just see if I can open this bag. Sorry for the noise, everybody. See what we have to start off with. Well, let's have a look at these things first. So these will be, oh, okay. That's an Ulfenkarn in Peril board. Okay, so it's Radicale the Wolf, the Van Alten triplets, Tor Gilius the Chamberlain, Gorslav the Gatekeeper, and Watch Captain Halgrim, Fear and Influence. Don't know what that does. These are the hero cards, maybe. Yep. So we have Captain Imelda Braskov, a blade human soldier. She's large size. You've got some unique abilities there with the death blow and battle instincts, carried item, a path to glory. Oh, and there's one on the other side. Why there are two sides, we do not know. I bet one's an upgraded side there. So Captain Imelda Braskov, Jelson Darek, who is an executioner, a human, and the Order of Azir. There we go. You see his upgraded side there. Kulathis the Exile, an executioner, a Sylvaneth, and a hunter. He's got what? Oaken Arrows, Call, and Hunter's Grace. Some great artwork there. Bruthog the Corpse Eater, fantastic name. Stalwart, Ogre, and Man-Eater. And Man-Eater. Maybe that's how they spell ogre. That's not how I would spell ogre. Tenderizing Blow, Maramasher, Shoulder Barge, and Run. There we go. Glorio Van Alten. Glorio Van Alten. Blade, Human, and a Prince. And he's got Noblesse and Duelist. I thought I said Nosebleed for a second. There we go. Dagnai Holdenstock. That's the one that this errata's for to make. And Stalwart, Caradon Overlord, and Trade Commodore. There we go. And we finally, no, there's a couple left yet. Cleona Zeitengale, Lawmaster, Human, and Priest. There we go. And Optron Glimscry, Lawmaster, Human, and Death Scholar. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heroes there. They all look interesting. No idea what any of that does at this stage. I'm sure I'll find out in due course. Then we have the various bad guys that you're going to face. And we'll not go through all these individually, but I'll just kind of run through them quickly. So we have the main bad guy, who's Radicale the Wolf. This is the vampire, obviously, that is holding Ulfenkarn to kind of to ransom, if you like. Oh, there we go. There's an empowered and a normal side, so they must get upgraded or must have something which makes them empowered and makes them stronger. And there we go. You can see that on both sides. Then we have Goroslav, the Gatekeeper. Look at that wonderful looking artwork, and the mini will look like that. Tor Gilius, the Chamberlain. Watch Captain Halgrim. Vargskier, and looks like that kind of werewolf type looking monster. Kosagi, Night Guard. Virkos Bloodborne, Deadwalker Zombies, Corpse Rats, Bat Swarms, and Ulfenwatch. And look at that, that's quite a lot of bad guys. And yeah, I wonder if, and I shouldn't only imagine that they will release various kind of upgrades and expansions for this at some point, but that looks like a lot to be going at there. Then we have some trait cards here, so traits for the Blade, the Executioner, what's on the back, the Stalwart, and the Lawmaster. So these are trait cards. They must help you kind of understand what to do. Then in here, we have some large and some small cards. Just bear with me. Let's get a small one first. Don't know what these are. These have various symbols on there. Nice looking artwork on there. Don't know what any of this does as of yet, and that's okay. I'm not meant to. I haven't read the rules. I purposefully stayed away from the rules. We have some treasure cards here. So discovery of treasure. We could maybe a potion of coagulated vitality, or maybe a screaming balefire cask. There we go. Or a vial of concentrated potency. I discovered there's a trap there, so these must be what you turn over at some point. Crises cards as well. Resolve 1 crisis for your journey from the quest book. Realm Stone. My God, no idea, but these look great. There we go. A hero with this treasure card can use it at any time during their activation. When this treasure card is used, roll a D, whatever it is, for each wound or grievous wound counter on this hero's card. On a successful wound or grievous wound, on a successful roll, remove that wound or grievous wound counter from this hero's card, then discard the card. So that is obviously a way to start coming back from any kind of injury. Then we have this here, which is... One sec. So we have these cards here, which I will just... And these are... Let's have a look. Again, some discovery cards maybe, I don't know. Oh, different backings on there, so they must be, don't know. Oh, they're just double-sided cards like that. The same on each side, don't know what they're for. Then we have these with these ravens and swords, or birds and swords, and oh, look at that artwork. That's great looking stuff. Yeah, a bird. Empowerment weapon, an ether sharpened edge. 4 realm stone points, increase the damage values of this hero's melee type weapon actions by +1 or +0. A Celestium rangefinder. Change the first damage of this hero's range type weapon actions to 2 unless it would be higher. And then we've got some encounter, that's what the encounter cards with those on the back there. So I suppose it tells you what level you're at and how many you pull out basically. So if you're level 0 it'd be 2 Deadwalker zombies. If you're level 5 it'd be 2 Virkos Bloodborne. Okay, and there we go, it's just random encounter cards. Exploration, so they will tell you which tiles you're going to use in your journey, and I should imagine you pull those out and unearth those one at a time. So that's a good selection of cards, and I must admit the card stock is pretty damn good on that. That's a nice thick quality card on there. I'm pretty impressed with that. Okay, we'll just move that errata to one side, and then we'll look inside these various books that you get. One sec. So there we go. One of them is obviously how to put together the various miniatures, which is fantastic if you have Kingdom Death Monster. If you're thinking about Kingdom Death Monster, one thing that Kingdom Death Monster doesn't have and could do with, yes, some web-based resources, are booklets to show you how to put the minis together. Unfortunately, in Kingdom Death Monster you don't. In Warhammer Quest Cursed City, they do. And there we go, some nice instructions. I don't think they look overly complex by any stretch of the imagination. And they go through each one. Of course, we've got the errata there for Dagnai Holdenstock. What's this? Okay, so this is a War Scrolls book. So this is if you want to use these minis, apparently, in your Age of Sigmar campaign. I say I don't play Age of Sigmar at all. It's lovely looking. That's lovely looking, that, isn't it? I don't play Age of Sigmar, but there we go. If you did play Age of Sigmar, this would give you the ability to use your various heroes and some of the bad guys from this game in your Age of Sigmar campaign. Yeah, it means nothing to me, but I'm sure some people will love that. Here we go. Wow, this is an envelope, and inside it is something. And what it is, I don't know, because what it says at the back is Ulfenkarn in Peril envelope. Do not open until the final assault decapitation journey has been completed. Wow, so that's something that I will aim to open at some point if I enjoy the game, obviously. If not, it's going to stay unopened forever. Oh no! Right, okay, so then we have a quest book. So this must be the various quests that you can... Oh, wow, look at this! Wow, these are the various things that you can do and various quests and what happens on these quests, and what crises you can do. This is great. I mean, this is utterly fantastic. So, and again, it's that I suppose GM-less way of doing stuff, isn't it? Really, where you have various things, and you maybe pull a card out, or in the case of Kingdom Death Monster, you do a die roll, and then you turn to a particular thing in the book. Not quite choose your own adventure, but you know, it's that kind of thing. And we have some map setups there, and yeah. Some real flavour about who people are and what they do. About everybody there. That's like everything. Wow. That's some really good reading there. So this is a lot of reference as well as kind of going through stuff. Scavenge Journeys, Ulfenkarn in Peril Quest. Is the first quest story in the city of Ulfenkarn. And then Journeys, Hunt Maps, Scavenge Journeys, Scavenge Maps. Wow. Decapitation Journeys, Deliverance Journeys. This just looks ace. So that's the quest book. And then we have the rule book. And this I'm looking forward to because this is my evening's reading right here. And if you know me, you know I like a good rule book to read. Alright, so the first kind of 11 pages are kind of just telling you which models are what does what. And then we move on to combat tutorials. This looks good. Looks really well laid out, and I should imagine there's lots of rules to kind of keep up with. And you know, like all these games, your first game or so, it's going to be a little bit weird as you potentially just don't get all the rules right. That's good. That's kind of 40 pages long. But it looks nicely laid out. I'm looking forward to just digging into that. Okay, so that's the various books that you get with it. Phew. All right, guys, so we're almost there now. What we're going to do now is have a look at the various map tiles and whatever comes in this here. So just bear with me while I just run a knife very carefully and just get purchased on the cellophane. There we go. And we're going to look inside these cardboard tiles and see what we get in Warhammer Quest Cursed City. So I think, as I mentioned, these look very glossy, and I like that. That's going to give an excellent kind of depth when you're playing the game. I say, if you're filming it, not so much so, because you're going to get some reflections on there. But there we go. So let's just take one of these off. Oops, well, that's the one that's coming off then. And as we can see, lovely and glossy there, reasonably thick, kind of good quality on those. You know, they're not going to fall to pieces by any stretch of the imagination, you would hope not. And they are double-sided as well. And some really nice artwork and detailing on there. That one reminds me a little bit of something that could be in Bloodborne, maybe. Yeah, and let's have a look at the back of these. Yeah, so we've got like a well. There's some kind of track at the top, which I don't know what that is there. And look at this. It's kind of... The glossiness really adds to the effect on these. I think this looks really, really good and really interesting. So these are doorways. They will be in some tokens at the top. So they look like maybe doorways. The link between the maps. Some kind of weird mechanism there. Yeah, these look really nice and nice quality on these. So various tokens at the top here that we can see. Obviously I'm not going to punch them just yet. Same with what's there. Okay, there's some cages, some coffins, again some tokens at the top. Everything is double-sided, so that looks lovely. And then we have kind of the main parts of the tokens and the player board. So here's kind of something that you'll use, I think, to kind of put your cards underneath and structure the cards. This is like a day and night timer. So let's just pop that out. Yeah, and we can see that there. Is it the same on both sides? Let's have a look. I think it's the same on both sides. It seems to be. Don't think it's asymmetrical. That's okay. That's fine. So yeah, again, some really evocative, nice artwork on there. We see the mustachioed man with his grill, and there's places I think that's where you put your dice. You have various wound tokens. We have numbered tokens. We have this. We have those. We have these things here. Of course, I have no idea what any of this is. I'm just very excited in this kind of show of colour. It looks fantastic. It feels really good quality. There's a nice glossy finish on everything. I'm pretty excited, I must admit. My my concern is I've got so many other games to play. Do I have time to learn a new game like this? And the answer is yes, of course I do, because this is exactly the kind of game that I absolutely love sometimes. So I'm hoping it gives me kind of that adventuring experience that I'm looking for in a game like this. But that is what you get inside your box of Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Oh wow, I mean that's quite a lot of stuff. And I'm really genuinely excited. I can't wait to delve into into this rulebook and start making the minis later. That's kind of, you know, looking forward to chilling out in the evening and making some models. It's been a while since I've made any minis, so I'm genuinely looking forward to that. I'll read the rulebook later. It's a little bit expensive, I know. I think it retails for around about 100, 125 quid, something like that. And it's a little bit rare to get because it literally launched this last weekend. So, yeah, you may have to hunt it out if you're looking for it. That's what it plays like. I don't know yet. I know that there's at least one very experienced YouTube reviewer, Joel Eddy over at Drive-Thru RPG, who didn't like it. But then there are other people who are playing the game. If you look on forums, they really do kind of like it. I think from my perspective, I don't have any game like this from the Warhammer universe. So I'm looking forward to kind of looking into this and seeing if it's my kind of game. It feels on the surface like it's my kind of game. And that's why I kind of took the punt and bought it. And I'm hoping it gives me the level of enjoyment that I think it's going to. So at some point in the future, there will be a review on my solo experience with Warhammer Quest Cursed City. I wouldn't expect anything too soon on this. I've got quite a few games that I've got to review, quite a busy schedule with work and life and review schedules as well. And this is something I want to do for fun, for me. So if you're looking for a quick review to kind of help you make up your mind, then maybe don't hold out for me. Although what I might do is, after my first game, I might do a quick kind of 5-10 minute video on my first impressions on, in fact that's what I will do. I'll do a quick 5 to 10 minute video on my first impressions of Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Nothing in depth, I'll have made loads of mistakes, but at least I'll give you an indication on what I think about it so far. So there we go, that's exactly what you get inside Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Thank you very much for joining me on this unboxing. As you can see, I'm a little bit excited by this. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, check out our other videos, and one final thing, if you can't find anybody else to play with, there's nothing wrong with playing with yourselves. Until next time.